trying to figure this out. Alright. I may have to stream this way, so I'm sorry about that. But I am Dr. McFarland. I wanted to do another Friday night Q&A. Maybe Friday Q&A because it rhymes like that. I'm a slight songwriter. I do like to rhyme lyrics and different stuff. So, but you are watching me tonight because I'm probably going to come on here and hopefully answer some of your questions. I do have a topic I want to talk about as well. But let me open up my iPad here. And let's see if I can find myself. And because it is sometimes kind of hard to see questions on the screen. If my iPad will work. Hello. It may not work. Might not do anything. If you have any questions for me, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'm not seeing anything in the chat so far, which is perfectly fine. You can be as bashful as you want to. I'm not gonna, it doesn't matter. Alright, I did want to mention that I added a. How you doing, Doc? Hey, man. It's is it Mike? Mike or Mark? You're gonna have to remind me. I'm really great with faces, but I'm kind of slow on names, so I'm gonna try and remember everybody. Yep, it's Mark. Thank you. I want to let you guys know that I have added a few links to my description of some of my recent videos. They're gonna start showing up on every video from now on. But I've added a 7% off when you sign up through DistroKid link. That's my own personal link. So when you sign up for DistroKid, I get a little kickback from that. It's not a whole lot, trust me. But I have recently added a new song that I wrote just a few days ago. And with DistroKid, it's very, very easy to literally create whatever's in your head, record it, and upload that to the DistroKid site. So that way you can get your songs on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Deezer, which I think is like a European kind of thing. So if you're in the mode of creating actual music and not just like maybe a hobbyist or you just like to jam around your house, but if you do actually record your own music and you want to release that to the world, then DistroKid is a great way to do that. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. It's very, very easy. It's $20 a year, and you can upload as many songs as you want to within that year. Now, you can pay a little extra. I think it's like $35, and it's for the year. But you basically are able to create your own record label name, and you can also do, let's see, what else can you do? It allows you to start off with at least up to 2 different band names. If you have like 2 different artists that you want to release music under, that pretty much allows you to do that. The $20 one is just a basic, bare bones, get your foot in the door kind of account. That allows you to upload music under one band name, but you don't have the option of creating your own record label and different stuff like that. So I just went ahead and got the next level up for myself, because I create music under a name called Declared in the Heavens, and that's basically an instrumental rock kind of sound. And then I released a song with Lance Allen. I've been recording his fingerstyle music here in the studio for going on about 2 years now. And we decided to release a song together, and I released that under Nathan McFarland. Well, now I'm basically an artist under that name. So I'm going to continue to release some acoustic-based music under that name. So I checked my iTunes account earlier, and if you type in Nathan McFarland in the iTunes store search, you can see my name, and you can see I have 2 songs up there under my name. So it's pretty cool. And if you've ever grown up, around the music industry, you know that the music industry that we have today is nowhere near the way it was even 5 or 10 years ago. Basically, with the internet, you have the modulated delay in the unit. In the what unit? I didn't see a prior question. Is there a modulated delay in the unit? I'm not sure which unit you're talking about. You're going to have to let me know, Ray. You're talking about the Headrush. There's all kinds of different units out there. So, what was I saying? Music industry. So, yeah, with the power of the internet, you have the ability, you right there, you have the ability to create the music in your head. With all the delay types, there's a way to add modulation to the delay sound. And I can go over that a little bit here in a minute, okay? But the music industry, with the internet, you have the power to make your own music, release it on your own, independently, without a record label. And you pretty much have complete control, artistic control and expression over the kind of music that you want to create. And really after that, it's up to you you have to market it. You have to, get the word out about what you're doing. Otherwise, if you just release a song and then hope people find you, it's not going to happen. You got to make sure that, you are marketing and advertising your tunes every single day. So, let's see here. Let's go over to the Headrush, the GIGBOARD over here real fast, okay? And hopefully I have enough juice on my phone to where you can see this, or it's not going to die. This shouldn't. Let me flip this around. Here we go. All right, so here's the Headrush GIGBOARD, but it's exactly the same as the pedalboard version. It's just a little bit smaller. Let's go to here. And if you go to BD delay, if I double tap, you can see I have a delay time, sync on or off. So the LFO speed and the LFO depth, that's going to give you your modulation effect right there, okay? And all that fun stuff. Let's see here. There's also, let me add in another delay. In the dynamic delay, you can see that there's also there's a low cut and a high cut. I guess this one doesn't have a modulation in it. There's a mix and a ratio, envelope mix, envelope rate. Now this rate is not really a modulation rate. It's more how fast the decay goes away or something like that. But basically your best bet is going to be the bucket brigade. And then if I were to delete that, then add in a tape echo. A tape echo is going to have modulation in it. All right. The modulation in a tape echo is more of a wow and a flutter kind of thing. So the head tilt, that's going to vary the amount of modulation, and then also the wow is going to vary the amount of modulation as well. You can see with this GIGBOARD, it's very easy just to take your finger and slide the parameters back and forth, which is very, very cool. You can't do that with the Big Brother pedal board, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Trying to get my light situation down here figured out. All right, this will work. I'm gonna have to face it this way. All right, what I'm gonna show you guys tonight is there's a drum set. What I'm gonna show you is, if I can get my my phone stand figured out here. I'm just kind of all over the place. Alright, so I want to talk about tube screamers. And I know the Headrush has a JRC version of a tube screamer. And this is the HX Effects. And it has a plethora of tube screamer sounds in here. But the reason why I wanted to use the HX today is mainly because I was messing around with it earlier. And it sounds really good. And I am so used to having like all kinds of different effects pedals. I mean, I've had all kinds over the years. And yeah, you kind of get that gas syndrome, which they call it gear acquisition syndrome or something like that. And it's basically the phenomenon of like you have all this amazing gear, but yet you desire something more. It's like, I want another guitar, or I need another amp, or I want another pedal, or I already have 5 delay pedals on my board, but I need one more. Or you might have all kinds of different distortion and overdrive options, but you see that new, X brand overdrive come out, and you're just like, oh, I have to have that. It's like, well, do you really have to have it? Isn't the overdrives that are on your board providing everything that you need? So I kind of want to show you how a tube screamer works. And if you already have a pedal on your board that does the same kind of thing, then you really don't need to go looking around for other options because you already have everything that you need. Now, I'm getting ready to probably take these pedals off, and I'm going to add a QUILTER amplification, or QUILTER Labs. They recently came out with a little INTERBLOCK 45, which is basically a power amp, or it's basically an amplifier in like a pedal size form. So I'm thinking I could take these pedals off over here, add that INTERBLOCK on there, and it has an effects loop, so I can send different effects in and out of the HX effects and have it routed, basically the 4-cable method. And so that way it's basically acting like the Headrush GIGBOARD. But I'll have like a little bit of amplifier, and then the HX effects is going to have all the effects on there that I need. It's just a different option if I want to have this with something, or let's say I'm going to show up somewhere where I don't really have an amplifier. I can just take a line out of the QUILTER 45, INTERBLOCK 45, and then run that straight to a mixing board, or I can go out into a speaker cab if there's an extra speaker cab or something. It's just a very small, quick, and easy kind of setup. So I haven't seen any questions here. Came in late. All right, cool, man. Mark. Thanks, Mark, for stopping in. What service? Oh, I was talking about DistroKid. So I had recently uploaded a song last night. It's a brand new song. I just kind of was picking around on the guitar the other day, and I came up with this little chord progression. Then I added some other elements to it in my studio here. And I was like, hey, this is good enough. It sounds pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and upload it to DistroKid. And it's out to release officially next Friday, November 2nd. But I can already see that it's available on for pre-order on iTunes and also Apple Music. So that's kind of cool. All right, I'm going to grab a guitar here. And this is the Warhawk RT, which stands for Revtron. Revtron pickups. And you can see this is Reverend right there. So it's pretty cool. Reverend makes really, really good guitars. Very solid instruments, not very expensive. Alright. You guys let me know if this is too loud. Because I never know what it is. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to test out the screamer sound. Sorry for my flip-flop foot here. I'm going to test out the screamer sound on the HX Effects. I'm going to compare it to the Sonic Harmonic, and then I'm also going to compare it to the Aria from Pigtronics, okay? Let me move my phone just a tad. And that's gonna work out good like that. It'll be good enough. It's not gonna be totally focused. Sorry for my all my other stuff here. All right, what I'm gonna do. So if you're not familiar with the HX Effects, you can literally touch one of the buttons, and it automatically selects that button. So you don't have to have it on, but you can still select it. So I'm going to touch this one. I'm going to press the big button, and I am, well, let's do this in signal flow mode. All right, so I'm going to change this to all right, we're going to do send return mono, and we're going to do effects loop 2. All right, turn the trails on. That's what's great about the HX Effects. Trails are on everything. Whether it's an effects loop, whether it's on delay, reverb, I mean, it doesn't matter. Trails are on everything, so that's really cool. So what this is going to do is going to turn on and off the Aria right here. So if I have this off, and if I turn it on, alright, so basically the loop that the Aria is in is the effects loop 2, and I'm kicking that in and out of the chain, just like that. Alright, so that's going to work. Now check this out. I can touch these two switches, and it's going to ask me, do I want to swap for switches 3 and 6? I'm going to say yes, and now effects loop 2 is down here. So it's very, very easy. I can touch these two. It's asking me swap foot switches 1 and 2. Yep. So now these two are swapped. They're still in the same order in the signal chain, but they show up differently on what switch I want. So it's kind of neat. Alright, so with a tube screamer, I typically have the gain all the way down and the volume all the way up. Because what that actually does is it hits the front end of the amp a little bit harder, and you don't really get a whole lot of volume boost. I mean, you do, but you don't get tons. What you mainly get is more compression of the amp. So I'm using a QUILTER 101 mini reverb amplifier. Okay, get this thing strapped on here. Alright, so here's the screamer. I can show you what the settings are here. So the drive is down. This does have a bass and a tone and a treble, but the output, let's go ahead and turn this all the way up. 100%. And my drive is down pretty low. Alright, let's turn the bass down a little bit. Let's turn the drive down a little bit. Alright, I'm going to turn the Sonic Harmonic on. The gain's all the way down, volume's all the way up. Let's see what this thing does. Okay, not much. turn the treble up. And we might have to keep the gain up a little bit. Alright, I know what's going on here. I have a compressor on. Let's turn that compressor off for now, because it's kind of squeezing everything too much. Alright, there we go. Alright, I think I got a tune real fast. So check out this strobe tuner on the new update. It's pretty cool. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're like, hey, I thought you were a Headrush guy. It's like, well, I am, but the HXFX is an amazing tool. And it literally replaced my huge Boss ES8. You know, tons of analog pedals, some digital pedal. You know, huge pedal board. Which I'll talk about, you know, with... You know, I'll talk about that a little bit on a Monday Doc Talk series. About my big pedal board and how I switched down to mainly digital units. So the HXFX is a digital unit. The Headrush GIGBOARD and the Headrush pedal board are both, you know, all exclusive digital units. Obviously the Headrush units have amp modeling. The HXFX doesn't have any amps or cabs, but you can use impulse responses with the HX. But it's just a great way to have very basic pedal board setup. As you can see in the signal flow view, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different slots you can fill up right there. And then it's just really cool. So you can basically create, you know, all kinds of different pedal boards. And if I show you here, this is a preset. There's another preset. There's another preset right there. So you can have all kinds of different presets. So, alright, so we have the compressor off. Here's the sonic harmonic. Alright, so that's a little bit of a tube screamerish kind of sound. I basically use this as an always-on kind of pedal, kind of like a preamp kind of thing. But here's the screamer. Well, I can't get the focus very well. Unless I have it on like something else. Let me let me try and put it on something. I know you guys are all about wanting to see parameters and whatever else. Try and get this going here. Alright. Alright, that's about as good as it's going to get right now. Alright, so the screamer's on. And the output is all the way up. I guess I can turn the drive up a little bit more on this. Alright. Let me turn that back up. Alright, so still out of tune. Sorry about that. It happens. Now, if y'all have any questions for me, you gotta let me know. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking about tube screamers and overdrive pedals, which may be something that you want. I don't know. If you want a question answered, you gotta let me know during the week. Like send me a private message on Facebook or Instagram. Alright, we're in tune again. Do a little tap tempo. Alright, here's the sonic harmonic again. Let's see if we can get these two pedals to sound the same. Alright, that definitely had a lot more drive to it. Let's turn the drive down. Turn it all the way down. How do you guys set your drive pedals? I mean, I normally like to get it, you know, the bypass signal the same volume as the on, you know, the pedal on signal. Sometimes I'll boost it just a little bit more, but it just depends. This one's definitely louder. I can't get this much louder, and I don't know why. Here's the Timmy. I'm not gonna do that. No, they're both great units. Like I said before, I have the HX effects because I solely got this to replace my huge analog board. Because I literally had a Boss ES8. I had a some Boss delay and reverb pedals and all kinds of different. I had some TRUETONE. I had a TRUETONE Jekyll and Hyde. I had a Route 66. I had an Earthquaker Devices Reaper Octave, Hoof Reaper Octave. I had the POG 2, which is a great pedal. I kind of missed that pedal, but I sold it, so oh well. What else did I have? I had the Line 6 M5, which is basically what you're seeing right here is, well, go back. What you were seeing, see it when it says legacy? Well, you can't really see that. That's hard to see. Yeah. Man, that's hard to see. It won't focus. It's alright though. So this has all the legacy effects that all previous Line 6 units have had. So the M9, M5, M13, the DL4, the MM4, the blue one, whatever that one was, the yellow one, which had all the overdrives. So this has all those effects in this one unit. So for $600, you can get every single effect that Line 6 has ever come out with, and they're always adding more effects as well. So like for instance, if we go to distortion and we go mono, you can see that, let me turn this off real fast. So you can see we got a kinky boost, which is basically a EP booster. A deranged master is like some kind of tone bender, like treble booster kind of thing. Minotaur is the Klon Centaur. Timmy, or T-Ma is the Timmy from Paul Cochran. Compulsive Drive is basically OCD overdrive. Super cool. Valve Driver is the BK Butler. Top Secret OD, not really sure what that is. I think it's like a DOD kind of thing. Screamer 808 is obviously a tube screamer. Hedgehog D9, not sure what that is, but it sounds great. Super OD, D's 1 Vintage, preamp pedal models. Now there's no preamps in here. Well, I honestly don't even know why you'd want a preamp. I mean, you just stick this into the front end of any amplifier and it sounds great. So, not quite sure what I had this on. Kinky Boost. Alright, I'm going to go back to, let's do, shoot. Let's do a monitor. That'll be fun. Gain down. Alright, so let's take this and let's crank up the level all the way. Alright, so that's a crank monitor. Here's the sonic harmonic. Monitor. Let's turn the tone down. Alright, let's throw in a little aria distortion here. Alright, let's see if we can get the aria to sound the same as the Timmy. I don't know why that's so loud. Like there's a lot of hiss. Just turn the gain down. That's probably what it was. Yeah, the problem with effects loop, well, I could use the Headrush into the effects loop of this, but using the HX into the effects loop of the Headrush, you're basically, it's going to kill all the spillover features of the Headrush because they hadn't figured out a way to get spillover with the effects loop block in the chain, which is really a shame, but hopefully one day they'll get it figured out. But yeah, I mean, you can use HX effects for all kinds of different stuff if you wanted to. But with me, I mean, I primarily use the Headrush 90% of the time. I'm just kind of using this right now just to kind of give you some other variation on basic overdrive pedals. But alright, so now I'm going to kick in the monitor in front of the Timmy. So you can hear that the level being cranked up all the way is really pushing more volume into the Timmy, and that's it's making it distort more. So let's turn the level down on the monitor a little bit. And I have a video idea that's I'm going to come out with probably in the next week or so, probably about the next 2 weeks. Is basically most overdrive pedals are meant to sound like a cranked tube amp. So, you know, you hear a lot of guys complaining about the Headrush not having enough overdrives. But once you realize that most overdrives mimic a cranked tube amp, well, why don't you just have a cranked amp in your rig and there's your overdrive sound? And then if you want to switch to something different, you can have 2 amps in the same rig, and you can A/B between those 2 amps using scenes. So that way you have a good clean sound, you have a good overdrive sound, and then just kick in a tube screamer or a white boost or anything else in front of that and just get more gain. So you really don't need tons of overdrives in the Headrush pedal board because there's so many different amp options and variations that you can pretty much get any kind of sound you want just from that. So yeah, the Timmy is cool. Let me throw in a little OCD. Ah, shoot. Turn that gain down. Alright, so compulsive drive. Let's turn the gain down on this. Alright, so this has a high peak and a low peak, just like it does on the real pedal, which is kind of cool. Pretty rocking. Alright, let's compare the compulsive overdrive real fast to the aria. If you don't know what the aria is, that's what that is right there. Oh geez, I just hit something. That's a good angle. Look at that. That works pretty good. It's not bad anyway. Alright, so you'll at least be able to see it a little bit. Alright, so the aria is on right now. This has basic volume, gain, low, mid, and high. That's a good sounding overdrive. Here's the compulsive. Definitely got some low end girth going on there. You also have two different versions. You have version 2 and version 4. Yeah. That sounds wicked. Alright, so the reason why I like comparing different overdrives is once you realize that you can get them sounding pretty similar, then what's the point of having this on the board, right? That's kind of why I'm thinking of getting that QUILTER INTERBLOCK 45, so that way you have a pedal style amplifier on the board itself, and then pair that up with the HX effects and have a very portable small rig that you can pretty much take anywhere, which is pretty cool. But the closer I get these two pedals sounding the same, the less I need of that external pedal. You know, I don't need this on the board if I can get this sounding exactly the same. So once again, here's the compulsive drive. And here's the aria. Alright, there's something going on here. Trying to match the EQ. I really wish my live chat would stay on the screen. How often do you stack drives? Yeah, I stack all the time. Like I basically have a like a low gain pedal, then a high gain pedal, and then just stack those back and forth. You know, you either have it off, you have the low gain on, or you have the high gain on, or you have both of them on at the same time. So you really get 4 different variations of gain with it off, low gain on, high gain off, or high gain on, low gain off, or you have both high gain and low gain on at the same time. So hope that makes sense. It's kind of why I have the sonic harmonic on here, so I can have a good, you know, pre-boost kind of sound. So I have my clean sound right here. Right, then I have the sonic harmonic adding a little bit more kind of girthiness. Then I could kick in the aria. Or I could kick in the compulsive. Alright, so that sounds really good to me. Then I'm back to my clean sound. Alright, here we go. Alright, does this make sense so far to you guys? I want to make sure I'm being clear about what I'm trying to demonstrate here. So I'm basically showing how well, first of all, I talked about the tube screamer, but now I'm basically showing how to stack different pedals to get different levels of dirt. So so here's my clean sound again. Alright, here's a little sonic harmonic, which is giving just a little bit of, it's giving the amp a little bit of a push. And then here's the aria. Here's the compulsive drive. Alright, I'm thinking that, to me, that sounds pretty close. Let's change some of the other parameters here. Yeah. Alright, that sounds pretty wicked, if you ask me. And you didn't ask me, but I'm telling you. Sounds good. I'm trying to pull up my iPad here. See if I can see myself live at the same time. Yeah, I know. Yep. I can see myself. One person watching. Uh-oh, let me turn this down. Turn that down. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. The about the 80s vibe there. Nathan Pohl. Hey, we got great names going on here, actually. Let's see what else we got. I've been basically having a conversation with Nathan since 9:28 or so, which is great. Thanks for joining in. 2 people watching now. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any other questions, I know I'm kind of talking about tube overdrives right now, or not tube overdrives, but overdrives in general. But if you have any other questions at all about anything music, preferably, I will be sure to give an answer. But yeah, this definitely has a good Marshall JCM 800 kind of sound, and it's not bad. Add a little delay. Okay, our time got off a little bit here. Let's do a little dotted eighth note. Alright, that was the aria. Here's the compulsive. Alright, very cool. I was kind of playing with some slapback earlier today. Let's change this back over to transistor tape. Let's get a nice tight slapback sound going on here. Nashville sound, yeah, I know. I don't know what the Nashville sound. I don't have a Nashville sound. I'm not really a country player, nor am I into like indie rock kind of stuff. I did play in a band called Feedback Revival for about 8 years. You might have heard of us playing around town. Where are you at now, Nathan? Okay, let's turn that off. Colorado, it's probably getting cold over there, isn't it? Colder and colder. So my mix on the delays, I normally leave around 25 to 30-ish%. I don't like them being too loud in the mix. Alright, so you notice that I only have 6 switches right here, but I have 9 slots in the signal flow. So I actually have a double tank reverb last in the chain, but it's not assigned to a switch because it's always on. And same with the deluxe comp. I can have that always on. And let's see, I might need to change the parameters just a little bit here. Let's ease up on the threshold. Let's ease up on the ratio for sure. Ease up on the attack time. Let's turn the release up. Let's turn the mix down. That's another thing I wish the Headrush had, was the mix. A little on there needs to be a mix parameter on every single effect, regardless if it's delay, reverb, overdrive. So that way you can blend in a little bit of your clean sound. And I would highly suggest that. I've mentioned it multiple times to the Headrush team. I was like, hey, it'd be great if there'd be like a mix knob for all kinds of different effects, but you know, it hadn't happened yet, so it's not a big deal. Alright, so there's a none on the switch right here. Just means there's no Turn this level up. See what? All right, that's good. So the deluxe compressor is basically the same thing as the Dyne compressor in the Headrush. I think it's the Dyne. Maybe it's the Dyne 3 compressor. It's basically like a studio style compressor. Alright, so now if I kick in a little overdrive, let's see. Alright, so I basically got the aria first, the compulsive drive, and then the Timmy. Then there's a deluxe comp. There's a vintage swell, which is always cool. So I like having that. I know the Headrush just came out with a 2.0 firmware update that added the shimmer and the auto swell. Basically, you know, this is what the vintage swell and also the auto volume echo was doing before. Here's a Timmy again. So the Timmy gain is down kind of low. Let's crank that up just a little bit. So the Timmy, or T-Maw, is more of a transparent overdrive. It doesn't have a lot of mid-range hump to it. But it does have different clipping options here. I'm actually going to swap this around in the signal chain. There we go. So now we should have the Timmy and the compulsive. Timmy is before the compulsive right here. So now it's acting as my low gain pedal. I think the Headrush sounds better overall, just to my ears. All the effects just sound great. Now, there's nothing wrong with the HX effects sounds. I mean, I think they sound good as well, but there's something about the Headrush unit itself that just has a very natural sound to it. And, you know, the swell, the shimmer, all that stuff just sounds really good. So let me let me get rid of this effects loop here because I don't need it anymore. And let's go back and let me demonstrate some octoverb, which is what the shimmer is on the HX effects. Okay, so check this out. So it's basically a reverb with an octave up sound already in it, which is very, very cool. Let's keep the decay up. We can turn the intensity down. Maybe turn the mix level down, like I said, around maybe 30% or so. And this has trails, which if Line Sys can have trails on all their effects, then I'm pretty sure Headrush can figure out how to do it as well. Which I know they've added, you know, reverb tails to the effects block, which is great. But not having the ability to have it on the effects loop itself is kind of a bummer. Because that kind of takes away from the, you know, like a 4-cable method kind of situation. Because if you use it, you can, but it's gonna, you're not gonna have the trails on the unit itself. So it just kind of stinks. So if Line 6 can do it, surely Headrush can figure it out eventually. So here's the octo again. So it's kind of cool. And then add in the vintage swell. Core notes. 2, 3, 4. Now, one thing I do like about the Headrush is it has the effects loop, not effects loop, it has the looper already built into the unit that you don't have to add. If I wanted a looper in this patch right here, I'd have to go in, hold on, I have to go into signal flow, I have to go to an empty block, and I have to basically add in a looper. It's not a huge deal. We'll do the one switch looper. And then let's have this on switch. Can I add it to a switch? It's not allowing me to. Why not? Okay, I'll show you. I'm gonna all right, let's take this octo out. Make it be none. We'll take the looper. We'll add it last in the chain. And I guess I'm going to put it on foot switch 6. All right. So now my looper is right here. So it's kind of a pain to have that. Because otherwise, you know, you have to take up a block and a switch in order to incorporate that into the unit itself. So I'm not quite sure how to do this. So there's your looper. And I guess if you double tap real fast, it'll stop it. You can play back. You can overdub. There you go. Alright, so there you go. That's how you use the one switch looper. Very easy. When it's green, you're in play mode. When it's in orange, you're in record mode. And then white is stop. So, pretty cool stuff there. Alright guys, I'm about to shut her down for the night. If you have any questions at all, you gotta let me know right now. Any questions at all? Any questions? Let me go ahead and reiterate some points I made at the beginning of the stream. You need to check out the descriptions of my videos on YouTube. I have a lot of cool links down there, especially to my website. I'm going to be adding a lot more courses here in the next coming months. Working on a music theory course right now, so if you want to learn more about music theory and how to apply that to different instruments, then that's going to be a good course for you. I added a 7, what is it? It's not 7%. Maybe it is 7%. I think I added a 7% off link to DistroKid. So if you create your own music and you want to upload your own music to get on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, all that stuff, you can click on my link, sign up, and save some money, and that gives me a little bit of kickback 3 months later, because it takes 3 months for all that to get processed. But you are helping me out by doing that. And let's see, I do have a lot of Amazon links down there that are affiliate links. So if you click on one of those and then you end up buying anything, whether it be a new pedal or a tube of toothpaste, they basically send me a little bit of money from that as well. So it's just an easy way for me to monetize my efforts, because I'm trying to teach you guys as much as I can about what I know, but it would be nice to make a little bit of money on the side as well. I sell insurance for a living, but I also do music somewhat full-time. I just don't make a lot of money at it, so, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I play guitar whether I make money at it or not. So, yeah, Nathan, thanks for hanging out. I swear, I wish I had the OCD here with me, because I would compare it to the compulsive drive. It just sounds really good. Alright guys, I've gone slightly over an hour, so I need to cut it off. But check me out over at drmcfarlandstudios.com. That is my website. You can also find me on Dr. McFarland on Instagram, on Facebook, and also on Twitter. So find me over there, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been showing my channel. Finally made it to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm reaching closer to around 1,200 as of today. I think I have about 70 more subscribers to go till I hit 1,200 or so. So that's very cool. The numbers really don't matter to me. I'd rather know that I'm helping 1 or 2 people versus just a bunch of different people subscribing and really not, communicating or joining into the community. So, but I do appreciate all the subscribes, all the people who give me a thumbs up on my videos, and all the people who comment on my videos as well. There are a lot of questions out there from a lot of guys wanting to know about the Headrush and just different aspects of gear and music. So I try to be as helpful as I can. And you know, respond back in a timely manner. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking. And I'm trying to find out how to stop the video. Okay, I'm still going. So I don't know how to stop this thing. Nope, it's not that. Live. Okay, sorry. Apparently I don't know how to stop this thing. But I do. I'm on my phone, so I know how to do it now. I was looking on the iPad instead of my phone. Sorry, I'm an idiot.